Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Wednesday night. Welcome, 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 welcome one, welcome all. Once again, this is Bose831 Gaming live on Twitch, and this is a continuation of my Twitch live stream series in Farming Simulator 22. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, night, afternoon, evening, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. I first of all like to thank you for taking your time out your busy days or night or whatever it is where you're at to tune in and enjoy my content. It's your time is appreciated. But welcome, welcome, welcome. My apologies for starting a little bit late today. I was sitting here watching the clock, and I was counting down, and then looked away briefly, and got involved in another quick task. And then when I looked back up, it was already 1 minute over. So my apologies for starting a minute or so late today. But we are here, we are ready, and without much further ado, let's just jump right into it. Um, we're picking up exactly from where we left off on our last episode, on our last live stream. At the end of the last live stream, I returned all of our lease equipment and began the process of renewing or purchasing some new lease equipment so that we can, get some fresh equipment, not have to worry so much about the wear and tear on everything that we have. And just try also, it's an opportunity to try out some new and utilize some new equipment in the game and maybe even get into some mods that I've downloaded and that sort of thing. But that's kind of where we're at right now. We're still in that process. Uh, let's go jump right into it. I think I did do this off camera, but if I didn't, we did go ahead and pick up another new TLX 2020, but this time we changed up on the color scheme a little bit, the styling and so on and so forth. But this is what we settled with, and we got another box it trailer, but this time we decided to get some one with some graphics on it, so that's where we're at there. So we're gonna go ahead and grab these items from the shop. These are the last items that we purchased. But this is our new configuration for the truck with the box it trailer. But we still have to go because I remember on the last episode I accidentally deleted the incorrect um, dump trailer and got rid of all the reserve iron ore that I had, so we'll have to start that process all over again and go out to the iron ore mine and grab another load of ore from the mine. And we're going to go ahead and do that here now. Wait a minute. This trailer to kind of, if we can get it to park properly here. There we go. Yeah. But accidentally deleted the wrong trailer. I should have deleted the one, the most, was it the one with the least time instead of the one with the most time? And I had the right idea, I just incorrect application. But so what we're gonna do here now is we're gonna go back over to the shop and we're gonna grab another dump trailer. Here, get over here for the, and this will be for use with the TLX 2020. So we're gonna go do that now as soon as traffic decides to get their little pokey selves out of my way, where I can, come on, dude, come on, let's go, ole, ole, ole. All right, so we're here at the shop. Let's hop over to that screen And we want to go to Tools and Miscellaneous, and we're looking for the TLX 2020 dump trailer. You can see some of the mods I got installed. I really want to do some stuff with, because I really like this mod, but it's just trying to find a gameplay application for it. But the Syntrack mod is a really cool mod. I just haven't played around with it that much, but I would like to actually do something with that. Maybe we will at some point on this series or another series that I do. But it's a really cool mod, and it's a really interesting piece of machinery that I like to do some more stuff with. But what we're looking for here is the TLX 2020 Tippet trailer, and here it is here. And we want to have the extension on it, of course. We want to do painted panels this time. And fenders, let's just to mix it up a little bit, let's add fenders. What the hey? And color, we want to go with another blue, because we're kind of doing that whole blue thing now. I think it's like a navy blue that I picked. So then we're going to go with that whole navy blue bit. And same thing with the panels. We're all navy this time. So all navy blue. And we want to go ahead and lease that for another 280. Shadow spots. I wanted to put it. We got to return that. I messed up there. All right. Fudge. Let's go down to lease items. I totally botched that one. All right. So return. And let's try this again, shall we? I want to make sure I have it set to the Unreal capacity. Since I'm leasing, I can't change the configuration once I purchase the lease. So we have to set it. Oh, they got an open bed one too. Huh. I wonder when they put that one out. I totally missed that one. But we're gonna give extension, painted panels, main color navy. Alright, so that's design color is navy as well. Now, and we want the capacity set to Unreal. Alright, so that was my mistake there. Now let's lease again for another 688. Alright, now we can pick it up. So now we're just going to grab that. And we're going to drive out, take the long drive out to the iron mine. And we're going to go grab another load of iron ore. Except this time we're going to take everything they got up to the full capacity of 82,000 liters. If the mine can give us enough to fill that up, we're going to fill it all up. So that's where we're headed now. So just going to take this nice little long trek out around this windy, twisty road and up and down these hills over here that you've seen me do quite a few times in this series. But it gives you another opportunity to enjoy all the scenery and the billboards, and notice how the billboards have changed. They continue to change. On the base game maps, they're all the billboards in all the base game maps are dynamic. So I don't know if that's something Giants has been testing and they're continuing to experiment with or what, but they've been in the background kind of messing around on the base game maps, I noticed, with dynamic advertising. And I can't rightfully say right now whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we have to see in future iterations of the game if that ends up becoming anything else. Because right now they only seem to, for the most part, at least here, I'm playing in the U.S. In the United States, they only advertise additional game content and expansion packs for the most part. But definitely, the only ads I've seen have all been related to stuff concerning the game, no matter what ads they are. I have yet to see, at least in my version of the game, any ads for any other products outside of Farming Simulator. So here's one for the Farming Simulator magazine. So that's a new billboard there. And that's like, I think that bit's pretty neat. I didn't even know there was a billboard up there on the building in front of me there. That's one I didn't realize was up there. Probably been there the whole time and I just never paid attention to it. Alright, but we're going to the ore mine, iron ore mine. I don't know why I kind of struggle with that word, but here we are. We're at the Iron Peaks Mining Company mine, and we're gonna just fill up with iron ore. We're probably gonna have to hop in the conveyor and turn it back on to get it to work properly. But it should take everything here, and we're just going to kind of hang around and get a full load of ore. And once we hit 82,000 liters of ore, we'll go ahead and take that load back to the production that my brain just went blank there for a few. But we'll go take the ore back to the iron furnace. Excuse me. Alright, looks like we have 82,000 liters. Let's check it out. Yep, 82,000 liters real quick. So now the truck's got a full load, so it should actually handle a little bit different now that it has all this weight on it. But one of the things that's kind of funny about the physics with this truck in the game is like it's very bouncy or punchy or whatever you want to call it, and I don't think that's super realistic. I could be wrong, but don't quote me. But I don't think a dump truck is supposed to be this bouncy when you're riding. But I never drove at least these type of trucks in real life. I have driven some military transports when I was in the Army Reserve back when I was a younger fella, and I was in the Army Reserve. We went on our 2-week training. We used to have to drive around our own equipment. Technically, in the military, they have people that are rated to be drivers and trained to be drivers and operate trucks, but in some scenarios, soldiers are responsible for their own equipment and it's getting it out to the field. And when I was in the Army, I was a radio operator, so the radio truck was my kind of my responsibility. That was my truck. So that's kind of how that went a little bit. But kind of getting off track there. But we're heading back to our main property. One of our main properties. One of our main production chains, I should say, to the iron furnace, and we're going to bring this load of 82,000 liters of iron ore over to that facility. And once we get there, we'll dump a little bit of the load off, because I'm sure it probably needs to be resupplied right now. So we'll do that first. All right. So filled the storage up in the iron furnace, and we're going to drop the trailer off here and reconfigure for operating with a box-it trailer. Alright, boom. And that's that. Now let's hop over here before we move on to something else. Let's take a quick look at the leased items that we have. And we got the MS6S 180. We now have the TLX 2020, and this time we got the the one with the 6.7 liter high stroke V8 engine. So that's 510 horsepower engine. So we have that. We got the trailer for carrying our logs, and we're using the 30-foot flatbed auto loading bale trailer, but we have it configured for logging, so that's the trailer. And of course we were just at the iron mine, and you saw us using the conveyor there. Hold on just a moment. Trying to get... Alright, here we go. So we got that, and then of course the box-it trailer that's here, and the tippet trailer. And of course why is that I thought I purchased that. Alright, and we also, I guess, leasing the American garden hose. I thought I actually owned that, but go figure. Alright, so next thing we want to do. Alright, that's all auto. The sheep and the wool operation should be all automated, but that's okay. We got some stuff going on here. What do we? Well, okay. Incoming materials: wool, outgoing products, fabric, storing. Fabric's not maxed out yet though, so we're still good. We're almost maxed out in the wool and the storage of our wool, but that's not a bad thing at all. So let's go to the main map and take a look at our boat yard, and see what we got going on there. If there's anything that needs our attention over here. Let's see. Required materials, planks. Got 1,085 in storage. We only need 233. Long planks, we got 5,753 in storage. We only need 232. Wood beam, we got 509 liters in storage. We only need 148. Excuse me. Metal, we got 46 liters. Excuse me. Metal, we're out of metal. Well, no, metal, we got 1,045 liters. We only need 45 liters. Floor tiles, we got 4,595 liters. We only need 1,758 liters. And you can kind of walk over here and see where we're at in the progress on the visually see where we're at in our progress on the boat build. So that's coming along nicely there. That's looking pretty good. And again, we've already finished the roller coaster, so there's nothing to do there unless we want to go on a quick roller coaster ride. Okay. So now we just want to kind of hop back over here to our logging operation, and in particular our tractor and our log trailer, and see if we can unload anything more here. No, we're still kind of maxed out here. So next thing, we want to just kind of take a look at our productions and see if there's anything that requires our attention surrounding the production chains. And we'll scroll all the way up. Start off with the barrel factory. We're down some long planks, but it's not really to a point where we need to be worried about maxing everything out just yet. Yeah. All right, and in the furniture factory, we got planks, long planks, metal, and everything's good here. Flooring factory, long planks and planks. Down a little bit, but we are not quite to the point where we need to be overly concerned about resupplying yet. Shingle factory, long planks. The shingle factory could probably stand us delivering some long planks, but art accessories factory, same thing with the long planks. Wood turner, long planks is okay. Pet accessories factory, wool is automatically distributed. Now, technically, long planks is automatically distributed, but it just delivers at a slow rate from the old sawmill because we have long planks and planks set to automatically distribute. We got the wood beams set to automatically sell and the prefab walls set to automatically sell right now because they're not demanded by any production change that we own right now. So, and of course, also from the old sawmill, whatever wood chips we produce set to automatically sell. We're storing planks because we can ship them off to Elm Creek for greater profit than the profit we get from automatically selling. We could technically, arguably, we probably could do that with the wood beam and the prefab walls, and in fact, because we're kind of where we're at now, maybe we're gonna flip those back over to storing, and just to earn a little extra money, we're gonna go ahead and start selling all this other stuff that's not used by our production chains via the Elm Creek train connection for a little bit, just to see if we can kind of maximize our money that we make on these operations. So we'll just go ahead and do that now. I think see how that kind of goes. All right. Well, that's all we got there. Until we can earn some more money, this is kind of what we're doing, or at least earn our money back. So I think we're good here. Let's hop on over to our farmhouse, and think it's a good moment here where we'll go ahead and advance time and move on to the next day. So we'll go ahead and do that now. All right, there we go. All right, and there's our costs, and if you missed that, you can always go over here to the finances screen and see what your costs are. We're now in April, and the red is your expenses, the white is your profits, and you can see the full breakdown, and then your balance sheet down at the bottom are your monthly totals, And you can see right now we're currently in the month of April, and we've already made $15,698 for this month. Last month we made $97,227. You see in February, because we did a lot of capital purchases and whatnot, we were in the hole for $286,157. And you see in January we made $184,681. In December we made $159,568. Alright, so let's hop over to sawmill. Logs are sold. Sawmill's turning away, but it said it's at 107,000 liters of wood in the sawmill right now, in the sawmill storage. So we can go grab another load of logs to bring back out here to the sawmill, but it's probably not going to gain much traction for a while, because you only roughly about 2,000 liters of logs away from max capacity for the sawmill. But maybe by the time we grab a load of logs and get everything loaded up in the trailer and come back out here, the sawmill will have processed through enough logs to give us a little more room for logs to be loaded and processed. But I don't expect a whole lot of movement there, because the sawmill processes log at a specific rate, and it's not that fast at all. So we're headed back to our main property, and since we also turned in all our lease equipment, we're going to have to get another do another lease for a telehandler and the log forks and all of that equipment as well. And anyways, next stop is our property once we get down here. Alright, here we are. We're going to just go ahead and turn over here. Alright, and not sure where I need to be for our logging, so we're just gonna have to try to drive around aimlessly a little bit here till I get kind of sort of where I need to be to kind of grab some logs. Here we go. Actually closer to this end of the spectrum here. So let's kind of get over in this area. There's a ton of stumps that could be grinded around too. But I'm not overly concerned with stump grinding at the moment, because that's more of a nuisance than anything else. I don't per se make any money off of this grinding stumps, so not really terribly worried about that right now. Now I could buy, oh, okay, looking at the used vehicles, we got a telehandler on sale here. A Scorpion, Class Scorpion 1033 is on sale for roughly 43 grand. Let's see. Because we kind of went through all the telehandlers. You've seen me work with a lot of different pieces of equipment. And we could go ahead and work towards getting getting our equipment that we're going to need for all our different operations as we advance in this series now. And I think that's what we're going to do here. Let's go ahead. This is a sale that I can't refuse. Wait a minute. What is the, I didn't, what is the 56%? Oh, yeah. We're going to go ahead and, I'm on partial to Michelin tires. License plate. Let's go ahead and, how do we do that? Modify. Wise chains. Let's do type 2 and do B O S A Y G A M. All right, and back only for this one. That's okay. And we're gonna go ahead and buy this bad boy. Okay, we also got a Low King tipper on sale. All right, so let's go to the shop. And there's our new equipment. And one of the things we want to do right now, since it's already 56% on the wear, we're going to go ahead and, let's see. Oh, we got to drive over here for that. And we're just going to go ahead and take these costs as well and get it in the best condition we can have it in for right now, as it is used. It'll cost us another $6,513 to repaint and another $1,005 to repair. And we're going to do both of these things. So we're going to repair first and then go ahead and repaint and get it all cleaned up and pretty. So now it's like brand new, even though it's 40 months old. All right, and we got a balance of $273,612. Eventually, we're going to need to get some sheds on our properties in order to store our vehicles and equipment and stuff, and all of that good stuff. But for right now, this is just where we're starting at. So that's our first piece of equipment. Now let's go back to the shop, and we're going to go ahead and think it's time we can go ahead and make a permanent purchase on some log forks too. So we may go ahead and do that too. So let's go ahead and see where the log forks at. I kind of partial to the grabber type double carriage log forks. These guys here, and we want the telehandler configuration, and these are another $200. So we're going to go ahead and buy these as well, and then, so that sets us back at $270,000. All right. So what a beautiful thing. We have some ownership now. And since this is the first piece of equipment in our family that we own now for our farm, we're gonna go ahead and take some photos of our first piece of equipment. So let me get everything set up. Let's hide the help window for a second here. And let's see if we can kind of zoom in a little bit there and get a good shot. And let's take a screenshot. And there we go. It's a beautiful thing. All right, so now we're ready to go. And this telehandler has crab steering, so we can pretty much like zoom in and get tight and close or wherever we need to get, you know, depending on what we're trying to do. Alright, so now I just got to get our brains wrapped around the control. We want to extend the arm out a little bit here, but not too far. Alright, and let's start grabbing up some logs here and getting them loaded on the trailer. So, first one. And just got to watch out for the stumps in there in the way where we're trying to go, and also be mindful of the weight of the log that you're carrying, because it can very easily flip the whole telehandler, and we don't want that either. Alright, so that's the first log. Alright, and now it's just rinse and repeat. We got 2 skinny logs here. I have a feeling that these are probably logs that we can kind of pick up now that we got the heavy logs off top of them, but one of the 2 we can. That was incorrect on the other, but we can go ahead and grab this one around and walk it over to the trailer. Alright. Alright, that. There we go. Alright, got a few pieces on there. We just got to keep grinding away and loading up pieces, and there's a ton of pieces all over this area scattered about. So there should be some time before we have to come back around and start doing some lumberjacking or tree harvesting. So let's see. Now we're just gonna grab a few pieces and get them all loaded up on the trailer and and take a trip back out to the old sawmill and kind of resupply it till we get to the max capacity again. And that's kind of all we're doing now. This is the sum of our logging operation. And everything's pretty cool. Let's see here. Other than that, just obviously trying to grab the logs that we cut and navigate around the stumps and all of that good stuff. And if we were playing ultra realistic, we would make it more of a priority of grinding stumps down, but it's not what I'm doing right now. And I might circle back around and see about grinding these stumps, but again, it's just not a high priority. We got better things to do with our time in game. And I don't know if a stump grinding episode makes for a very interesting episode. You might want to see me do it, once or twice, or a couple of times here and there, just to kind of get a feel for that gameplay mechanic, but after that it gets old real quick. Alright, here's another skinny log that I want to kind of check out to see if it's... Alright, where'd you go? Now when I'm in the vehicle, I see it right in front of me, and then when I jump out, I totally lose logistically where I'm at. Alright, yeah, we got some. These pieces should be super duper. Alright, that one says too heavy, interesting. But this piece definitely shouldn't say that. Alright, so back at it, back in the cab. And this in-cab view is super disorienting for me. I can't play that way, guys. But I thought I'd give it a look at least. Yeah, that's a little bit much for me. So another piece. Let's kind of drag it out of the harm's way here. It does not want to cooperate, so we're gonna have to kind of grab it up as best that we can here. So let's go this way. Get the forks on that side. Boom. We got it. So there's another log there. Just again, kind of navigate between the stumps and the trees that still are standing. When we're logging, remember in the game there's only certain tree types you can harvest, and there's others you cannot. And in between all that, you got trees that are too skinny and that sort of thing, because you want to try to be as efficient as you can be, and kind of grab trees that are of certain types and certain sizes in order to maximize the amount of wood you get from the tree. So there's that one. Grab this one over here, I think. It's super close, so we'll go there. That's a pretty thick tree behind me right there. I wonder. That's not going to go in any harvester though. That would be in a regular cut. That's something I'd have to do with a chainsaw. Alright, we might just give that one a go here just for something to do real quick, just to make it interesting. In fact, let's grab this one here. And actually, I will just grab that one and see what we can do with that one. Because I'm mostly just messing with the logs that we can get with the harvester, and not any of these other irregular trees around the map. And I just want to see what I can real quick get out of that one. Just curious right now. Alright, so let me see. I just, for amusement purposes, so I'm going to hop out, grab my chainsaw, and let's see what we can do here. Let's see how low can I go? Not that low, huh? Alright there. Alright, now let's chop it up. Timber! Boom. Alright. And let's prune our limbs. Alright. Alright, yeah. And this is always kind of the bit where you run into problems with the irregular trees, because this little part of the job can be a pain in the you-know-what. And like here, we could just... Alright, we can cut this piece off and that should disappear. And let's see. Cut these pieces off and they should all disappear. And just keep chopping that down till we get to a point where the branches don't disappear. And then any section that don't behave accordingly. Alright, so we're already at that part. And again, with these irregular trees, this is what you get into. Like that branch right there, that should have disappeared. This piece should not exist. But yet here we are. And this one's already getting to be a pain point for me. All right, but we can make it do what I want it to do eventually. And I've been doing logging enough in farming simulator games to kind of do a few tricks here and there. But you still sometimes run into some crazy stuff sometimes. Oh, there, that piece has disappeared, and that was what we wanted to do. Alright, so chop that up. That's a thick piece there, so we want to leave that one alone. This can probably all the way go right up to that tip. Yeah. Because sometimes I can eyeball how thick a particular branch will go, and if it's even worth even trying to do any more additional pruning and that sort of thing. But I kind of want to get the trunk as close to the trunk as possible, because the thick pieces are just more money out of them, just easy to work with, and all of that sort of thing. But again, it's a little bit all trial and error. That piece should just disappear by itself. We're gonna go ahead and some of these branches are just a complete waste of time, so we're gonna go ahead and cut that off starting here. And we're hoping that the whole thing would disappear. Of course, it does not want to cooperate, so we're gonna have to continue to kind of prune it a little bit. Because it's just thick enough piece of the tree to be. There we go. And really, we could even prune all of that off. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Because all of this can pretty much just disappear. We just got to make it so. Some of this stuff is not even worth making the trip or hauling around, but this all depends. I mean, you could, if I had a chipper here, that's really what I would do with some of these pieces. Is just throw them in the chipper and get a little something off of them instead of, just disintegrating them here. But that's not what we're doing right now in this playthrough. But I have played with with logging, where that was my process, and starting from scratch, and literally our first source of income was chopping down regular trees on our farmland and selling the trees, the wood chips, and whatever else we could, for money. So we keep our farm operating and solvent, that sort of thing. And this last little piece here wants to be a pain in the butt. That's all right. So I wonder if we just pick this part up, what is it gonna give me? Yeah, it's still got stuff attached, branches attached. Alright, so I'm gonna just grab this piece. Alright, cause it's not totally wanting to cooperate with me and do what I want to do, so. But most of the time, even messing around with pieces this small or whatever, it's just kind of like one of those whatever type of things. But it's like that other piece that I was trying to chop up over here. It's just being my problem child right now. It actually should have disappeared when I did that other little cross cut, but it still wants to continue remain in existence. And sometimes when you get a piece like that, it's just gonna do what it does. And sometimes you have to literally sit here and cut one little remnant into 10,000 pieces before it finally decides it wants to disappear from, or or disintegrate or whatever you want to call it. And it's just weird when the game decides, okay, this piece is gonna be super persistent before it just flat out just disappears. Alright now, so in order to make this whole piece easier to handle, we're still gonna need to prune it. So let's cut that off. Boom. That's one piece. Alright. Another cut. Boom. And now I'm just trying to get it trimmed down to a point where I can kind of handle it the way I need to with the log forks. And then we'll see if any of the other sections are worth anything else to do with. There. And again, with irregular trees, you would also have, in most other cases, you would also have a wood chipper on the side, and all of this crazy stuff here, like these branch pieces and stuff, you would just throw all of that into the wood chipper, and that way you still get something off of the rest of it too, but none of the tree parts would go to waste per se. Let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and just grab some of these because some of these pieces are, excuse me, messing with the targeting for the chainsaw. So we're gonna just kind of have to kind of hop around here. And when you're messing with irregular log pieces, you get all this weird behavior from the various different pieces. So sometimes the game physics could do some weird unexpected stuff, so you just have to be mindful of that when you're loading trailers. And that's in part again why in most cases we don't even bother with putting stuff like this on a log trailer. You just go ahead and throw it in the wood chipper and call it a day. As if you spend a lot of time, manually, or that piece is too heavy, trying to load up a log trailer, and then you throw one random log on there and it causes everything that you spent so much time on the trailer trying to get loaded up to explode. It can be very entertaining, for lack of a better term. Alright, let's go. Let's get the little dog here. Let's see what else we can do. Alright, let's go. This bigger piece on here. first, and then we'll come out and get that smaller piece that says it's too heavy. Alright. And this load's gonna look a little crazy because we got a regular shaped tree on there, but it still will all work out the same. Let me go ahead and get this here. That must be the last piece. We're on this load, just to be careful. Now we gotta be careful and mindful that opening the log forks, we don't disrupt the whole load. Alright, that's what I wanted. And I'm gonna leave well enough alone right now. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to see what them straps do and see if we can get this thing kind of fastened down and just take this right here over to the sawmill as is. Don't want to mess around with it too much. Alright, so we're headed to turn on, get my beacons turned on. So we're headed over to the old sawmill next. That's actually a pretty good size of regular tree there, so I should. One of the cool things again that I've learned in doing a lot of logging in Farming Simulator 19 especially, and with these irregular trees, especially if they're kind of thick towards the bottom part or in the mid torso, sometimes you can really get a lot of extra wood from these trees, and so you just have to play around with it and see. But sometimes a tree that visually looks like it wouldn't have that much wood, when you take it to be sold, you'll get a ton of cash off of it. Just because I think the way the game design is, it kind of overcalculates, overcompensates for regular trees a little bit. So oftentimes they provide more wood than you would think visually, as compared to like the perfectly straight trees and so on. But it varies from according to different tree types as well, I think. Alright, so we made it to the old sawmill. Alright, and we got this fresh load. We're gonna bring our whole thing over here. Alright, and the logs will do their thing from here on. So we're going to hop out and take a look and see what kind of damage we're doing here. Alright. And because we got this irregular log on here, I might just go ahead and keep the straps on, because I don't want, when these things drop down, I don't want one of these irregular logs to kind of fall off the trailer and then I'm stuck with a random log over here, and I got to bring heavy equipment all the way out here just to move a log that falls off the trailer, something like that. But let me see. We'll kind of mess around with it a little bit. I won't take all the straps off. We'll take some of them off. See about doing it that way. I think once the sawmill picks up the whole tree, the whole tree will disappear, hopefully. But all right, and we're already maxed out, so that's already a foregone conclusion there. These are the wood beams, right? And for whatever reason, the game always spawns the 2 wood beam pallets there, and then spawns the others out here in the warehouse. Just weird. We got some fresh pallets that are spawning over here too. So there's that. And again, I don't know why some of them, when they spawn over here, spawn properly spaced and neat, while others spawn on top of each other. That's kind of weird, buggy type thing, in my humble opinion too. But I don't even know how much internal playtesting Giants does with these maps. What you would think, as often as I see it, that the playtesters had to see that too. But we should see what was it? Having a brain malfunction again here. We should see production change. The wood beam and the prefab wall pallets start to begin to spawn over here too, because we set both of those back to storing now, and the planks that we don't use in our productions and the wood beam and prefab walls, we'll save all those pieces for placing on the train and selling them at Elm Creek manually. Alright, and I think that's all we got for today on, so we probably can just go ahead and advance time at this point. I think we're gonna hop back over. Oh, now let me check. Let's check on the boat build. What do we have here? Okay, things have changed. Alright, well, we're down to a point where we need wood beam, 218 liters. We got 337 liters, so that's still a go. Water towel, 653 liter. And we got 2,768 liters. And now we're ready for the fabric. We need 267 liters. We got 263 liters, so we roughly need 3,000 liters of fabric. So let's go get that issue taken care of. We're gonna grab our handy dandy box it trailer. And open up. Just gotta back up over here and just get close enough where the pallets will start auto loading, and we need 3 pallets of fabric. One, 2, and 3. That's 3,000 liters of fabric. Boom. So the boat's almost done. So we're almost about to cash out from another boat sale. So we'll soon be making back the money that we spent on the telehandler and the log forts. Alright, so here we are. We drop that load off. They paid us $20,000 for that delivery, $20,980 to be specific, well, almost $21,000 you're gonna round up to the nearest whole 1,000, and that's great. Really loving that. Alright, so now we have everything we need for the boat build. We can go ahead and send the GLX back home. Another job well done, young man. And that's that. And we're just parking in our favorite parking spot over here in front of the iron furnace. Not to be confused with Iron Man. Boom. And that's whatever right now. Let's go to our main farmland, main property, however you want to reference it, and go ahead and advance to the next day. I think we're done. We don't have any other things that require our attention. Sheep have plenty of feed. Water is automatically supplied by the sheep pen, type of sheep pen that we have. Alright, so we're gonna sleep to day 2 in April. Alright, and there's a great demand at Elm Creek, so we can make some extra profits at Elm Creek if we decide to sell any materials at Elm Creek right now. We definitely want to look into that potential opportunity to make some extra profit. Alright, but let's kind of hop over and see where we're at on everything. First stop is the sawmill. Alright. And Big Boy's still hanging around. The sawmill has not processed that big piece yet. And just kind of taking a quick gander around this whole sawmill facility. There's actually some dynamic billboards around here that I didn't even notice on the buildings as well. There's 2 right there. There's a storage facility right here. Then you got over here is where your I think this is your sale point for the log trailers. Let's see, Where are we at? Over here, this is the container warehouse sell point. Alright, so these two trees are not getting processed here, which has me concerned. As the sawmill is showing that it has capacity for more logs, but I don't know why either one of these two pieces that are still in the trailer aren't getting picked up. That's gonna aggravate me there. And one's Ponderosa Pine and one's American Elm, so they should go. So what I'm gonna, because I can't take this trailer and use it for anything else until I get rid of them two logs. So we need that to go one way or the other. Is there another log sale point around? Yeah. Let's do this. That's the log sale points on the other side of the map. Those two act like they don't want to play. Alright, let's go back. There's a lot. Sawmill's not taking them. It's going, numbers are going down and there ain't nothing else happening here. But here's what we gonna do, dog. Here's what we're gonna do, guys. Let me see. First of all, we're gonna see if maybe we can possibly get the whole thing to bring it back out and then bring it back in if it resets and dials those logs back up. Nope. Don't see any logs popping in. So let's not recognizing either one of those. Well, for every problem, there is a solution. And what we're gonna do here, since these don't want to play nice, we'll take them somewhere else. Just sell them outright. And I don't know what the issue with the pine tree, but that's still pretty straight up too. So we're gonna bring these back over to our other sawmill on the map and just see if we could just sell them outright. Because if you won't work with me in one way, there are other ways to get around that. And hopefully I want to resort to any other tricks here to get these logs taken care of. If this doesn't work, then my next step would be to place a log sale point on my property and just do it that way. And I also have a mod I could use for that as well. It's kind of like a portable log sell point. So that'd be, actually I could have used it where we're at without even having to drive out. Now that I think about it. At this point we're just trying to get them sold. So here's what, in fact we'll try that even first so we don't even have to drive over there and go through that. Let's see here. We go in my sales menu. It's under miscellaneous, I think, is where no, it's under this menu. So we want to go to buildings, and containers, tools, where, no, it's under production, excuse me, selling points, and there's one that does logs, mobile bill sell point, mobile selling station, mobile wood sell point. That's the one we want. And it's just back $500, and we're going to drop that down. Sales wood. Boom. And that gave us $3,517. Alright, we'll take it. And now we could return the sell point. Alright. And resume our regularly scheduled programming. So we'll bring the trailer out closer to where we're doing our work at. And keep everything moving. What I might even do here, I said I wasn't going to do a whole lot of stump grinding, but stumps are getting on my nerves, so might do a little bit. Alright, here's a couple of pieces. Those up. Just grab all the logs that we can, rinse and repeat, and back to the sawmill, which we already know is close to capacity still. And as we keep bringing loads of logs, it's going to stay at max, stay close to max capacity with the storage at least. And we're just going to keep feeding it as needed. Because again, on this map, that's our primary source of income is still logs and logging until we get a full-fledged farming situation or operation going. And because of the way a lot of the terrain is on this map, you're not going to build many farms on this map. I'm sure on console, my opportunities are probably going to be limited, very limited. But on PC, if I was doing this map on PC, I may have more options as far as like terraforming and doing different things with the terrain once we've harvested all the trees in a certain area where the where that way the land could be repurposed and for farming, and then kind of flattened and or smoothed out some. But I don't know if we'll be able to do that as much here on console. But I definitely give it a look, but I probably won't do it during a live. That's something I'll probably mess around with off camera, just see and test before I try to do it on a live stream. Although these days I haven't been playing Farming Simulator 22 outside of my lives as much as I normally would do. Because again, sometimes when I'm the way I game, you know, I'm kind of gaming in a rotation, and I have a few you know, group of games that I'll play for a period of time, and then I kind of rotate through everything, and so on and so forth. I think if you're following along with me on some more recent streams, I think I did talk about how I had been spending a lot of time on Midnight Suns. Great game if you're a Marvel fan or comic book fan, or if you ever played any of the XCOM series games. It's made by the Frixis, the company that did XCOM 2, and a lot of people thought the game would end up being like XCOM but with Marvel characters, but it's a little different than that. It's kind of like a hybrid card game, but it also has some strategy elements in it, like similar to XCOM. So it's kind of like a mashup type of game, and it's really fun. And I bought the game and all the DLCs that come with it. We got a bunch of DLC characters, and there's one final DLC character, at least for the first round of DLCs for the game, will release tomorrow, and that's the comic book character Storm of the X-Men. So I'm kind of excited about that, and looking forward to kind of mess around with that and spending some time with that, because I finished the playthrough on, I was playing on the easy difficulty or normal difficulty, at one or the other, I forget which one. I don't often go back through a game once I finish the game and do New Game Plus playthroughs. But for that game, I enjoyed it enough. I might do a New Game Plus playthrough at least a little bit with that one when the new DLC drops tomorrow. But I gotta give that a little more thought. Alright. I've also been playing this other old school game that's kind of like a predecessor of Sim Tower, called Project High Rise. A successor of Sim Tower, I should say. Playing that a little bit. That's kind of, oh my goodness, I knew it was gonna do that. That's kind of got my attention for a little bit, and kind of been spending some time on it. I hate when these stupid logs do this crap. Let's see here. But there's always a trick, man. The game always tries to throw you lemons, but there's always other ways to get around those limits. And of course, it wants to stick all the way out, but there's a way around that too. Alright, Mr. Mark. Where are you, brother? Ah, too low. Alright, we'll get it. This is when I wish I had more precise camera controls. Alright, get you back. Alright, so there's that. There's a piece right there. Got logs everywhere, like I was saying, in this area. Excuse me again. Some of the land down in this area could probably be repurposed for farmland because it's still relatively flat down in this area, so some of the land in this area probably could take less effort to turn into farmland. But again, the endeavor that I'm speaking of is probably, I know there's no problem in it, but it's a lot more easier on PC, but doing that whole thing on console would be probably extremely difficult and time consuming, and you still might run into some roadblocks that you can't have no way to get around. Because you're on the console, so it's very easy to run into situations. Alright, I just got stuck on a stupid tree. And get out. Now that might make me come through here with the yeah, it is with the stump grinder too, because I had to get out and get some of these little annoying little trees out of my way. In fact, I'm about to do that because there's, like I say, the stumps were starting to, the small trees are starting to bug me a little bit here and there, so that might change my mind about the whole stump grinder bit. Yeah, in fact, we're gonna come through there and do a little bit of stump grinding. All right. But what I kind of wanted to do before we got into it was go drop a load of logs off, but we can't do both unless we have a second tractor. Alright, so we release that. I'm trying to think, did we turn the stump grinder back in? Yeah. I think we did. Yeah. Alright. Guess I could have looked at the least items menu versus own items. Yeah. Alright, take a peek at the used vehicles. This is something I hadn't been doing as often as I should, then again, because we probably already could have started building our collection of farm equipment that we're going to need down the line. Like eventually we'll need a baler. We'll need grain trailers. And we'll need harvesters. And we'll need to buy a tractor. So those are all things to consider. Right now, I just got sidetracked when I was in the sell items menu, but we'll come back there in just a second. Alright, in the shop menu, we're going under forestry equipment. On the tools menu, we're going under tools, forestry equipment, and we want to, well, is this the one we had before, or was it this one? I don't know. Is that? Well, we'll lease this one first, and if it gives me any headaches, then we'll go back and get the other one. So, I'm going to grab that piece of equipment from the shop real quick. And we'll do a little bit of stump grinding, and that will probably be where we end it tonight. And we'll pick up on that on Saturday and do a little bit more of that. Alright, so we get that forestry, turn on the forestry mulcher. And for some of these, we can just drive right over them and we'll take them out, but for others we'll have to actually lower the mulcher on it. And this is kind of what we're doing right now. And I probably have to come back and do a little landscaping after that. taller stumps, I can just get to it. I just chop that one down, but still left the remnant. Wherever I see him, that's where we're going. If I cut through area and run into a stump, that just makes what I'm trying to do here easier. That's literally what I'm looking for. And there should be a ton of stumps around here with all these trees I got. I'm just gonna leave. Let's see. Because now that I'm thinking about it, maybe this might not be such a horrible idea to repurpose some of this area for transitioning to farmland. Oh, there's a big. Is that rocks over there? Or is that trees? Nope, that's rocks. There's some rocks that I missed. And I had the rock crusher. That's right, that's some. Remove some rocks because the game was telling me that I don't own the land. But it's letting me grind stumps in some of that same area, so I don't know why that is. It should tell me the same thing when I'm moving through these areas with the stump grinder as well. Down. Excuse me. That one's down. There's another small stump over here. See if we can get that one. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. My voice is deciding to fail me here, but at least we got through most of the next episode before my voice started to fade out on me there. And I don't know where that's coming from all of a sudden. I was been talking fine all day today. Okay. And we're just going to kind of continue to circle around this area and make sure we got as many of the stumps as we can see, at least in this immediate area, and then we'll branch out a little bit and see if we can find some more. Should be plenty. Yeah, here we go. There's a good little area. And again, ton of trees. We will not have a shortage of trees for a little bit here. So, getting this area cleaned up. And also helping me to eyeball where the logs are and where we need to go next for different little things here and there. Excuse me, guys. Still trying to hang on. Excuse me. Ooh, that's really bad. Trying to hang on to the little remnants of my voice here. Doesn't happen to me often where my voice goes out like it's doing right now. And these little small log pieces, which are not even worth the effort to try to haul out. Just go ahead and grind those out too. Excuse me. And say whenever I see stumps, we'll try to get them all. But we're coming up on the end of tonight's stream. I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Remember, I'm Bose831 Gaming on all major social media platforms: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, so on and so forth. Again, that's Bose831 Gaming, BOSAY831. I want to thank you for your support, and continue to come tune in, like, comment, and subscribe on content, and we continue to grow and learn together. The only way I can get better is with your feedback, so it's definitely appreciated. I'm going to try not to drive the tractor into the drink here. I'm kind of on a roll with the stump grinding, so I don't want to lose my momentum here. Just driving over when I see them. Sometimes it disappears. Sometimes we have to send lower the grinder a little bit before it'll make it disappear. And sometimes we have to destroy all the surrounding terrain around that little spot to make it disappear. And that's why you're seeing these little brown spots that we're creating here. That means we had to go really low to make that one disappear. In some cases, not in all cases. And this is another exercise in perfection. I know we're going to miss a few things here and there, but that's part of the deal. Stumps that are hiding behind thick brush and different little things like that are going to be harder for me to see. I try to get most of them that I can, but with all this brush around and all these other different things, I'm sure I'm going to miss some. But that's okay. It's like what I'm doing does not have to be pinnacle perfection. It just needs to be better. It's crazy how much area we got cleaned up around here, man. It's just, I'm actually impressed with all the work we did. Even get this far. There's a stump in there somewhere, I believe. I'm going to chop it off because I can't see. I keep hitting a bump or something in this area and I don't know what it is. So we'll just clean it all out. 100% down the line. There's a big rock that we missed. As we go up the hill, I don't know if we got this far out because there was a point where we start. Yeah, we did. Okay, I just had to see where we're at. All right, lower that. Another area. Kind of see where the forestry floor is in this area right here. We've kind of cleaned all that area out and got some fresh paint on that area, but we still may want to consider seeing if we could turn some of this area into additional farmland. And we did take a peek at seeing if the game would allow us to plant trees. It will not. So we know that's not an option. And one other thing, like I said, if I remember and I have the time, do some testing to see if we can do. Okay, why does it keep doing that? Do some terraforming. Chopped up a bunch of small trees in this area, and now we're just coming back and grinding out some of these stumps. Some are easy to deal with, some are not so. Come back up. Alright. Didn't want to raise back up after I lowered it. There's another rock here, but I don't know if we own that property either. I don't think we own it. We do. Alright, stop. A few of them hiding in brush all around the map, and in order to clean up this land, we may either come through with this equipment or just do it from the map too. A number of different ways we can do it. Alright. Okay, what's blocking me? Alright, I'm stuck on something, I don't know what. But there could only be a stump. That's why they need to just be disappeared. Case in point. Raise. Oh goodness, I've totally lost track of the time. My apologies for going completely over here tonight. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. This concludes tonight's episode, and even doing a little bit of overtime. And I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Like I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? This is Bose 831 Gaming. Another episode of my Farming Simulator 22 series on the Farming Simulator 22 Platinum Expansion, SILVERRUN Forest map. And I will see you later. Catch you on the flip side. Have a good evening, everyone.